Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 16, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 16th, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So, Sukadeva Goswami said already that each Kevalaya simply by devotional service, Vasudeva Parayana, one has become attached to Vasudeva. This stage is very difficult and very easy also. For the simple person, it is very easy. And those who are crooked, demons, for them it is very difficult. So, in another place it is stated, in the first canto, Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayodika Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chajat Ahritaka. The whole idea is that we are in this material world that is miserable. Under the spell of illusion, we are thinking every day. They do not know what is actually happiness. What is happiness? But there is no argument for these rascals. They are thinking we are very happy. That is Maya's prakrivatmika shakti covering energy. It's like you are seeing a hog eating stool, but he is thinking that is very happy. But you are saying, they are going to lie. They are eating stool. And this is the position. Those who are advanced in civilization, for them eating of stool is unthinkable. But for the hogs and dogs, it is very palatable. This is the difference. It's like we are recommending no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. So somebody is thinking, then what remains to enjoy? Everything is finished. Life is finished. So, according to different grades of person, the taste is also different. You cannot expect that the taste will be the same. One man's food, another man's poison. This is an English proverb. One man's food is another man's poison. Therefore, the society is divided. That is scientific method. Class. The Chathut Bandhanamaya system, Gunakarma Vibhaga. That is God's creation. 4 classes met. And the 5th class is almost rejected. Up to 4th class. First class, second class, third class, 4th class. And below 4th class, from 5th class, they are not human. So, taste of different classes. But one thing is that in whichever class we may belong, if you take to Krishna consciousness, then we become one. The people are wanting unity. There is United Nations organization, but so long we keep ourselves on the material platform, there cannot be unity. That is not possible. Only in the spiritual platform there can be unity. So, here it is said that Abhavan means sinful, Abha means sin, and Ban means, they say Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who has bhoga or opulence or fortune, that is called Bhagavan. And just the opposite is called Abhava. This is Sanskrit language. Bhagavan means the most opulent, topmost place, Bhagavan. And Abhava means lowest place. So here it is said that one has to become Abhavan to the stage of Bhagavan. This is Krishna consciousness. Not to remain Abhavan, but to become Bhagavan. Bhagavan, of course, means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but those who are very, very advanced, recognized by Bhagavan, they are also sometimes called Bhagavan. Just like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Narad Muni, on their status, sometimes they are called Bhagavan. Nowadays it has become a fashion to become Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan is not so cheap. Everyone is Abhavan. But if you want to become Bhagavan, or on the higher status, higher level, then it is recommended, let him take to the devotional service. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayati Janayati Asu Vairag. To become Bhagavan, not Bhagavan but on the level, on a high stage, there is two things required. One thing is Gyan and one thing is Vairag. Gyan and Vairag. Because we are in this material world, miserable condition, but we have no knowledge that we are in a very miserable condition. That is our Gyan. As soon as one understands that this is miserable condition of life, that was presented by Sanatana Goswami before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, he was minister and very opulent position, very good associates, because he was minister, so his associates are also very big men. But he resigned. That is Vairagya. So why? To understand what is the aim of life. Tad-vijnanatham sa gurumeva avyache. Therefore, he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for understanding the value of life. So he presented himself that Grammo Vyavahare Kahoe Pandit. So, in this ordinary behavior, they call me Pandit, learned. But Satyakari Mani, I also accepted that I am Pandit, learned. But actually my position is, I do not know what I am. I am such a Pandit, such a learned. So we are in ignorance. We do not know, we are accepting this body as I am. So many animal propensities, animal condition. So if we remain in animal condition of life, then that is Abhavan. And one is in animal condition, that means more sinful. So we have to become sinless. That requires Jnana Vairagya. Jnana Vairagya. then Vaidaka can be attained very easily if one becomes a devotee of Krishna. Austerity, Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Puraya. This is the verdict of all Vedic literature. That if one becomes devotee, then he will develop his original good quality. Because we are part and parcel of God, so we have got good quality. It is covered by material contamination. The gold is gold, but it is covered by mud, dirty thing. One cannot understand whether it is gold or something. But our position is like that. So when we are free from these dirty things, then our original life becomes manifest. That is called mukti. Mukti hitya annatharupam sarupena austerity. Mukti means now we are a differently contaminated situation. Rog mukti, there is a word. Rog mukti. One is suffering from fever. And when there is no more fever, it is called mukti. Similarly, we are suffering on account of this disease condition. This material life needs disease condition. It is not our real, but they do not know. They do not know. They are thinking this is life. But this is not life. They have no information. So, this sinful life, suffering. Sinful means when we are sinful, then we suffer. So, by bhakti yoga, as it is stated in the previous verse, kevalya bhakta. That's the same again, being stressed. Na tatha jagavananam purita kapaladihi. Before explaining bhakti yoga, Sukadeva Goswami said that to become purified, general process is tapasa brahmacharjena samena dhamena va tyagena sattva-ruvitabhyam jamena niyamena. These are the general process. But to overcome this general process is one that is already explained. That Krsna, just like fog, is immediately diluted if there is sunrise. And bhakti is so strong. But he is again saying that purita tapoaditi. If we practice tapo, especially in this age, it is very, very difficult. Tapo, tapasya, austerity. But if we take to Krishna consciousness, it becomes very soon available. Yatha Krishnarpita prana. Prana means life. And arpita means dedicate. Krishnarpita. If one dedicates his life for Krishna, Yatha Krishnarpita prana, Tat Purusha Nisivaya. Tat Purusha. It is impossible to dedicate our life to Krishna unless we serve the devotee of Krishna. Tat Purusha Nisivaya. You cannot approach Krishna directly. That is not possible. You have to go through his devotee. Therefore, Krishna sends his devotee. Go and get him. It's like Dhruva Maharaj, he did not know how to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but on account of his eagerness, he wanted to see God. Because he is Kshatriya, that his mother said that God can only help you, my dear son, if you want to become king on the throne of your father, a better position, then only God can help. I cannot help. So he was determined, I must see Lord. So he went to the forest, but he did not know how to approach God. A boy of 5 years old already, he has got the determination. So Krsna saw that this boy is very determined, therefore he sent his representative, Narada, go and train him. He is very eager. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru Krishna Purified Bhakti Rata. He can enter into the devotional service by double mercy. One mercy is Krishna, another mercy is spiritual mercy. Therefore here it is said, the same thing. Krishna Pita Prana Tat Purusha Desiva. One cannot be Krishna Pita Prana. One cannot dedicate his life to Krishna unless he has gotten the mercy of spiritual mercy. This is the way. You cannot get direct. There is not mercy. Raghunath Das Thakur says in many of his songs, Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Pe Keva. Without serving Vaishnava, who has godly mercy? Nobody. Tadero Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Bhav. Janame Janame More Eyo Vilas. Narottam Das Thakur said that I have to serve the Guru, Sanatana Goswami, Guru Goswami, and lead in the association of devotees. Tadero Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Bhav. Narottam Das Thakur said, Janame more Eyo. Our vira, ambition should be how to serve Krishna through the disciplic succession, Guru, and lead in the association of devotees. This is the process. So we are opening so many centers all over the world. This is the policy, that people may take chance of associating with devotees and the chance of serving the Vaishnava. Then it will be success. Therefore here it is said, Bhakti Yoga means not only dedicating life to Krishna, but also to serve the Vaishnava, Tatpurusha. Tatpurusha means to serve a person who has dedicated his life to Krishna. Two things. Dedication to Krishna and dedication to the devotee of Krishna. So in this way, if we advance, then it is very easy to become free from this material contamination. That is stated, Nathatha Jagavanarajan Puyeta Bhagavadi. Bhagavadi is in general process, but it is very, very difficult, especially in these days. So if we simply take this course that dedicate life to Krishna and dedicate life to Vaishnava, then our life will be successful. Thank you very much.
Vandeham Shri Guru.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 55, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 11th of August, 1975, in Paris, France.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam
Isha prakriti sangena purushasya viparjaya asi sa eva na chirat isha sangad viliyate. In the previous verse it has been discussed, nahi kaschit chanamapi jatu tishtat takarmapi. Nobody can, just like this child, he wants to do something. He does not know that he is doing something nonsense. Similarly, the child's father also, he wants to do something, although it is nonsense. Therefore, here it is mentioned, nahi kaschit, anyone, chanamapi, even for a moment. Nahi kaschit chanamapi jatu tishtasi akama. He must do something. This is the tendency. How? Karjate he avasa. Avasa means being forced. He has no control. He must do something and he has no control over it. So, why no control? Not control means he is controlled by somebody else. He is not in his own control. And what is that controller? Gunaini sabhamikoi bala. He has infected some type of material modes of nature and he has to act accordingly. Prakriti kriyamanani, the similar verse is there in the Bhagavad Gita. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvas. So we are under the control of the modes of material nature. Now the next verse is, Esha prakriti sangena. Esha meaning these, all these living entities, in this way, on account of association with this material nature. Prakriti sangena purushasya viparjaya. Purushasya means the living entities, viparjaya, entanglement. Asit, in this way he is involved. Saeva no chirat isha sangad. So he is involved in this way. But if he associates with Isha, the Supreme Lord, then no chirat, very soon all these things, entanglement, can be finished. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Daivijjesa gunamayi mama maya durataya. One who is entangled with these modes of material nature, it is very difficult to come out of it. But mameva prapadnante, anyone who takes my shelter, he can. And practically, you have got all experience that our regulative principle is very difficult to give it up. But those who have become devotee, they have easily given up. That is also confirmed in another place, Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. If we engage ourselves in devotional service of Vasudeva, Krsna, Janayati Asu Vairagam, then very soon he becomes detached to these material activities. Vairagam, Jnanam chadat ahitam. These two things require knowledge and detachment. Knowledge means that I am not this body, and detachment means I am not this body, therefore I have nothing to do with this material world. In the meantime, because he uttered the name of Narayana, the order carriers of Narayana also came there. So while the Jamadutas were dragging this Ajami to take him to Jamaraj, the Narayana Dutas warned, don't touch him. The Jamadutas complained that this man was very sinful, we must take him to Jamaraj. But the Narayana Dutas said, no, you cannot take, because he has uttered the holy name of Narayana. So, the discussion is going on. Now we'll take him. In the meantime, the Narayan Dutas challenge the Jamadutas that do you know the principle of religion? So they were explaining. Now, these Jamadutas explain about the past life of Ajami. His past life is described in this way. Ayam hi sutta sampanya. This man, Ajami, was formerly a very learned scholar, Brahmin. Sutta means Vedic knowledge, and sampanna means accomplished. So, ayam hi sutta sampanna sila vritta gunala, and very well behaved, properly situated in his position, jitavrata, and avowedly following the regulative principle. So, he was learned, he was well behaved, and he was avowedly, strictly following the regulative principles. Mridu means very gentle. Danta, he had control over his senses. Sattva, he was very truthful. Mantravit, Suchi, and he knew all the Vedic mantras and was very clean. Then Gudbagni Atithi Vidhyana, Guru, spiritual master, Agni, sacrificial fire, Vidha, aged person, Atithi means guest without invitation. This is the Vedic culture, that these men should be well received. Guru and spiritual master, Agni, fire, Atithi. Atithi means without any fixed up invitation if somebody comes at your place. And old men, they should be respected. Not very long ago, when we were young men, say 30 years old, that time we had seen that a young man would not smoke before an old man. This was the etiquette. Now, they have all forgotten this culture, civilization. They have no respect for old men, and now the time is coming when old men will be killed as mercy killing. Sarvabhuta Suhidam, not only this particular person, but he was friendly to all living entities. Sarvabhuta Suhidam. Sadhu, very honest devotee, sadhu, and mitava, did not speak more than required. This is also good qualification. Don't talk nonsense. Unless you are required to speak, don't speak. This is also another good feature. Mitava anasuyava, and not envious to anyone. These were his qualification when he was a young man. Up to the age of, say, 20, he was like this. Ekadasu bonamajata pitri sandesha kiddija. Once upon a time, he was passing through the forest to collect flowers, dry wood, by the order of his father, for performing sacrifices, worshipping the deity. He asked his son, please collect all these things and bring it. Ekadasu vanamajata pitri sandesha krit dija. He is explained as dija. Dija means twice born. So this Dija, he was a Brahmin, Dija, he was initiated for the second time, Dija. So he, about his going to the forest for collecting all these things, he was going here. Adayo tato avritya phalapushpa samit kusha. In this way he collected all the things required for sacrifice yajna. Sacrifice yajna, it doesn't require any money. You can collect, just like flowers you can collect, leaves you can collect, kusha, a kind of grass you can collect. And nobody will object. Even if you collect from a nice garden, nobody will object. So while he was coming back home with all these things, what happened? Dadarsha kaminam kaschit kanchit chudram saha bhujishaya. Kamo, a lusty shudra. There are 4 classes: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So he saw one lusty Shudra, 4th class. Dadarsha kaminam kanchit chudram saha bhujishaya. What he saw, that this Shudra was embracing another Shudrani, woman Shudra. So nowadays it has become a fashion, young man is kissing another young woman on the street. So this embracing of young man and young man on the public street was strictly prohibited, especially for the higher caste. But the Shudras, the lower class, 4th class men, they used to do such things sometimes, not always. And what was their position? Pitvacha madhumaireyam madar hudlita netraya. They were not only embracing, but they were drunken. And their eyes were rolling in a different way. Mattaya, and being men, almost men, mattaya, or intoxicated. Vishratha nibhya vyapitam nirapatrapam. The dress of both of them were loose and they did not care for it. So in this posture, Krirantam, doing their own business, Anugayantam, singing, Hasantam, laughing, cheering, Hasantam, Anayantiki, in a place in the forest. So he saw this young man. So after seeing that, he also became inclined, lusty, and that will be explained next, that he became a victim of this lusty woman, and then he lost his good character and left home, and his young wife, coming from very respectable family, he forgot everything. Then, in association with these prostitutes, he gradually became degenerated, degraded, he became a thief, he became a rogue, he became a cheater. That will be explained later. The purpose is, human life is not meant for these things. Human life is meant for being elevated to the highest platform of good character and controlling the senses, controlling the mind, remain very clean, and then you can make progress and your life can become successful. So, because they are not accustomed or ready to follow this, therefore so many rascals and dangerous yogis are advertising that there is no need of control. You can join this yoga system and give me money, and I'll give you mantra, and you become God. Be careful of these dogs. Thank you.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 13 and 14, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 14th, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So, how to become advanced? These are the prescribed methods. Tapasa. Tapasa, tapa means voluntarily taking some discernment. Very correct. Tapa. Tapa means described is there is fire, so there is heat, but the method of tapasya is that during summer season they ignite some firewood all round and sit down. Already there is scorching heat, and still all round fire, and one has to sit. These are some of the examples of tapasya. Similarly, in the winter season, it is very cold. One has to go down the water up to neck. This is the meaning of tapasya. Voluntarily accepting some severe condition of life. In this age, it is very difficult. But this is the meaning of tapasya. Voluntarily accepting inconvenience. When there is cold, one has to take the help of heater, fire. No heater, no fire, but go deep into the cold water. Of course, it is very difficult in your country because the water is so cold, and if you go deep, immediately finish. I have seen in New York one dog, he jumped over, immediately finished. I have seen it. That is actually happened. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind, and that these people in this age, they will not be able to undergo severe austerity. That is not possible. Mandas mandamatayu mandabhagya upadvita. In this age, every man is alpayus. Alpayus means very short living. The limit is 100 years, but who is going to live 100 years? Nobody is. If one is 80, 70 years, it is considered. Within 60, 70 years, everyone finished. But the age limit is 100 years. So what tapasya he will do? What meditation he will do? In the Sattva-yuga, by meditation, one could get perfection. Just like Valmiki Muni, he meditated for 60,000 years. Because in those days, a man used to live for 100,000 years. Gradually it is reducing. In the Sattva-yuga, man and woman used to live, human being, up to 100,000 years. Then, next yuga, it was 10,000 years, reduced by 10 times. And then next year, next millennium, it is 1,000 years. And now in the Kali Yuga it is 100. So it is very difficult to perform tapasya. But the recommendation is there. Tapasa brahmacharya. So brahmacharya, tapasya begins brahmacharya, celibacy, no sex life. That is the beginning of tapasya. Meditation means tapasya. Tapasya brahmacharya samena, sama, to control the senses, to keep in equilibrium. Senses may not be agitated. Damena, even it is agitated, by my knowledge I have to cut down. Just like if I become agitated by seeing a beautiful girl, or for woman a beautiful boy, that is natural. Devotee yatha Juno yathu. Young boy, young girl, they are naturally attractive. There is nothing surprising. But tapasya means that I have taken vow, no illicit sex. That is knowledge. Why? Even if I am attracted, I shall not do. This is tapasya. Because I am now attracted, now we shall enjoy. That is not tapasya. Tapasya means even one is attracted, he should not act. That is tapasya. That may be some difficulty to control, but that should be practiced. It can be practiced. It is not very difficult, but one has to practice the determination. Now I have taken vow before deity, because at the time of initiation it is promised before the deity, before the fire, and before the spiritual master, before the Vaishnava, that I will not have illicit sex. That is promised. How can I break it? This is the. I have taken vow before the deity, before fire, before my spiritual master, before the Vaishnava, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no drinking or intoxication, no gambling. I have promised it. If I am gentleman, how can I break my promise? This is called Gyan. With knowledge, one has to respect. That is called tapasya. With knowledge. Otherwise, to become attracted, that is not unnatural. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say, you are sannyasi. He said that even if I see a doll made of wood, a beautiful woman, my mind becomes agitated. So what to speak of us? This is the example Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving in some. To be agitated in the mind, that is not unnatural. But if you practice, then you will not be agitated anymore. If you practice by your knowledge, then you will not be. That is called dhira. Dhira tattanamayati. You have to become dhira. Dhira or adhira. There are two classes of men. One is sober. Even there is cause of agitation, still he remains power. This is called dhira. And adhira means, as soon as there is cause of agitation, he becomes a victim. That is called adhira. So, we have to become dhira. We had been adhira in so many different forms of life, because I am coming to this human form of life after evolution of 8 million forms of body. Jalajana, Khani, Savra, there is evolution. So after Bhausambhavanti, after many, many years, I have got this opportunity in other lower animal life. I have enjoyed the senses in so many ways. The sense enjoyment is not very difficult. Even there, Vishaya Khulu Sarvakasya, the hogs and pigs, they have got facility for sense enjoyment. They do not care even who is you. Even he sees mother or sees sister or sees daughter, they enjoy it. That is hog life. You are saying there is no discrimination. The monkeys, they are enjoying sense life. So everyone enjoys sense life. So why I have got this valued life, human form of life? Why I shall become a living entity like hogs and dogs? This is purpose. Why I shall become hogs and dogs, and again I shall put myself in the cycle of birth and death? I have got this life after so many evolutionary process. Why not practice little tapasya in this life? This is knowledge. If by practicing little tapasya, restraint, I can get relief from this repetition of birth and death, why should I not do it? This is knowledge. And if I again become victimized, the laws of nature is there. If you want, you can enjoy. Nature will give you. All right, you want so much sex, all right, come on, become a hog. Yes. The nature is ready. It is not very difficult. Therefore, the Shastra says, no, this life is not for becoming a hog and dog. Nayam devotee bhajam niloke kastan kaman arhati bhujam. The whole world is working so hard. They are going to the office, they are going to the working hours to earn livelihood. But what is the pleasure? The pleasure is sex. The ultimate goal is sex. Janamai thunadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. So, one should consider this sex indulgence is given to the hogs and dogs, and for the same enjoyment I have to work so hard. This is knowledge. The same enjoyment. I have got this human form of life for understanding Krsna, for understanding God, my position, what I am. I am not this body, I am spirit soul. I have been put into this body, and because I have been put into this body, the body is material, it must finish, it must finish anything. It has got 6 changes, anything material, it has got birth, it has got growth, it has got after effect, then dwindles, and then finishes. Everything, anything you take, this is called Saravika, 6 kind of changes. So I am eternal, Nahannati Hannamani Sarire, I do not die after this body is finished, and again I have to Tathadehantar Prapti. So this is knowledge. One has to always think of this. That is called tapasya. So, little kanduyanena karayur ivadukha dukkham. This is Shastra. What is the sex life? As he said, kanduyanena karayur ivadukha dukkham. Janamaithunadi grahamedi sukham mitucham. Grahamedi means one who does not know what is the aim of life. Grihamedi and Grihastha. Grihastha means although he is living with wife and children, but he knows what is the aim of life. That is the Grihastha ashram. As the sannyasi knows what is the aim of life. Similarly, a Grihastha also may know. So such Grihastha, such life is allowed, who knows the aim of life. And one who does not know the aim of life simply enjoys sex. He is called Grihamedi. These two words. In Sanskrit literature, every word has got particular meaning, particular thought. Therefore it is called Sanskrit, most performed and purified literature. Sanskrit. Sanskrit means purified. Sanskar. Just like we offer sanskar at the time of initial purification. So, our main problem is the sex life. That is, because sex life is the basic principle of material life. Either you are a human being, or you are a demigod, or you are a god, you are a beast, you are a fly, you are a fish, you are a tree, plants, everything. The basic principle of material life is sex. Pumsam sriyami thunibhavami tat tayor mitha vigayavanti mav. Everything is there. We have got books to study and follow the practice. Be little sober, then there is not that. You will not be able. You will be able. And Krsna will help. As soon as you are very eager, then Krsna will help. Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam priti. So therefore the deity worship is there. Along with deity worship, we should always pray. Krsna, kindly save me from the pitfalls of Maya. He'll do it. But if we want to cheat Krsna and cheat Guru, then he will be cheated. That's all. The Guru will not be cheated, neither Krsna will be cheated. He will be cheated. That's all. If you want to be cheated, then do whatever you like. And prolong this time of repetition of birth and death. And if you want to stop it, then here, the tapasa brahmacharjina samena cha dhamena cha Tyagena. This is also one of the tapasa. Don't keep with you anything. Then you will make plan. Let me have illicit sex. Let me have intoxication. As soon as you have got money. The best thing is, as soon as you get money, immediately you spend it. Tyagena. Charity. Charity. Tyagena means charity. Not that you starve. No. That kind of tyagena. You keep yourself fit to execute Krishna consciousness. But don't give much money. Immediately give charity to Krishna. Krishna can take your charity as much as you can give. That's why Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, he secured the whole three worlds. He become master of the three worlds. When it's upper planetary system, down planetary system, middle planet. So, but he was a devotee also. Therefore, Krsna came to him as Bhavana. Chadayasi vikramane bali madhumata bhavana. Padanakha nila janita jana pavana. Kesabadhita bhavana sarira. Jaya devotees. So, because he was very proud of his position, so Bhavandev came to Bali Maharaj. Maharaj, you are Kshatriya, you are very charitable, I have heard. If you can give me little land. Bali Maharaj was very much pleased. Yes, I will give you. How much land you want? Just 3 feet. 3 feet? How did you have come to me? Yes, that's yes. So, all right, I give you 3 feet. So, by 1 feet he covered the whole sky. And the other feet he covered the whole down planet. So, Muni Maharaj understood that what kind of beggar is he. Yes. So, Bhavandev said, my dear Bali Maharaj, you promised 3 feet, but by 2 feet you have finished all your permission. Now what about the other feet? So, Bali Maharaj, he was a devotee, he said, my Lord, don't be worried. Still there is, it is my head, bless Lord, other feet are my head. The Bhavandev said, now you have purchased me by your charity. I shall remain your doorkeeper. So, if you make charity to Krsna, you can purchase Krsna. Yes. Although Krsna is all-powerful proprietor, you can purchase Krsna. You do that. If you have got any money, spend for Krishna. Thank you.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 17, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 30th, 1975, in Denver, Colorado.
In this material world, following the path of the pure devotees who are well behaved and completely endowed with first-class qualifications due to their having fully taken to the service of Narayana as their life and soul, is certainly the most auspicious, without any fear, and authorized by the Shastra.
Sadhiti na jayang loki, pantha chemo kutu vayam, Sushila sadhavu jatra narayana paraya. So, the Shastra says that the association of devotees, Narayana Parayana, means devotees. Narayana Para, one who has taken Narayana as the ultimate goal of life. Narayana, Krishna, Vishnu, they are of the same tattva, Vishnu tattva. So, people do not know this. To approach the platform of worshipping Narayana or Vishnu or Krishna, that is the most exalted and what is called assured platform. Just like we get insurance, this is assured. Assured by whom? Assured by Krishna. Krishna is assuring, aham tva sarvapapi bhavav karishyami, kontiya pratijanihi nami bhakta pranasya, apite sudrachara, bhajate mamanannabha, sadhuriva samant. So many assurances there. Narayana para. Krishna says personally, I shall protect you. People suffer on account of sinful reaction. Ignorance. Out of ignorance they commit sinful action, and sinful action reacts. Just like a child, ignorant, it touches blazing fire and it burns the hand and he suffers. You cannot say the child is innocent and the fire has burned. No, this is nature's law. Ignorance. So sinful activities are done out of ignorance. Therefore one should be in knowledge. Ignorance of law is no excuse. If you go to the court and if you plead, sir, I did not know that I have to suffer, I have to go to imprisonment for 6 months because I have stolen. This was unknown to me. No, known or unknown, you must go to jail. Therefore, the greatest contribution to the human society is knowledge. To keep them in ignorance, in darkness, that is not human society. That is cats and dogs. Because they are in ignorance and nobody can give them knowledge, neither they can take. Therefore, in the human society, there is an institution for giving knowledge. That is the greatest contribution. And that knowledge is, supreme knowledge is there in the Vedas. Vedashta Sadvai. And all the Vedas ascertain that one should know what is God. That is one thing. Don't make that sound. Vedashta Sadvai. People do not know it. This whole material world, they do not know what is the actual knowledge. They are busy in temporary things for sense gratification, but they are not aware what is actual the goal of knowledge. Nati vidu sarthagatim hi Vishnu. The goal of knowledge is to know Vishnu, God. That is goal of knowledge. Athat Brahma Jigyasa, Jivasya Tattva Jigyasa. This life, the human form of life, is meant for understanding the absolute truth. That is life. And without trying to understand the absolute truth, if we simply are busy how to eat little comfortably, how to sleep little comfortably, or how to have sex little conveniently, these are animal activities. These are animal activities. Human activity means to know what is God. That is human. Nati vidu sarthagatim hi Vishnu durasayaji vahirathaman. Without knowing this, they are struggling for existence. They want to be happy by adjusting the external energy, vahirathamani. And people, leaders, andha jatha dhirupuniamana, ask big scientists, philosophers, what is the goal of life? They do not know. They simply theorize, that's all. The real goal of life is to understand God. So that can be done as it is said here, that you make association. What is the number of the verse? Sadhikinadhang loke pantha kemo aputuva. Our life is to attain the transcendental platform of knowledge. That is our goal of life. Then how it can be done? Sushila sadhavo jatra narayana paraya. You associate with that cultural institution where there are sushila, very well behaved. Now find out any institution throughout the whole world who are sushila. You'll find here in Krishna consciousness movement, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no interest. You won't find anywhere. This is called susila, well-being. Susila means, sila means behavior or custom. Here you'll find that taking bath 3 times, that changing clothes, everything neat and clean, personality, their character, their behavior, susila. Susila, sadhava. Sadhava means saintly. What are these saintly characteristics? That is also meant. Titikshava, karunika, srihida sarvabhutana, ajata satrava shanta sadhava sadhubhusana. These are the characteristics of sadhu. Not a sadhu having a dress like a sannyasi and accompanied by 3 dozen women. No. Sadhava, that business is to preach. Then Krsna says, Apideshu duracharam bhajate mamananna bhag sadhureva samandam. He is sadhu, who are engaged in Krishna consciousness movement. Apideshu duracharam. Such person, even if you find some fault, because everyone cannot become immediately perfect. Due to bad habits, sometimes they fall victim. But still, if he is Krishna conscious strictly, he does not deviate, he does not forget Krishna, then he is to be accepted as sadhu. Krishna says. That only for that qualification. Bhajate maam ananna bhav. That is the qualification of Krishna consciousness movement. So sadhu, they have to preach. They have to preach, therefore, the first qualification is titikshava, tolerant. So many people will criticize, so many people attack, so many opposing elements, and he has to fight with them. Therefore, titikshava, toleration. Just like you see, Lord Jesus Christ, he was so tolerant that he was crucified. Still he did not curse anybody. This is sadhu. Titikshava, tolerant. The very great example of tolerance, Christ, Jesus Christ. So similarly Haridas Thakur. There are many saintly persons, sadhu, who are very tolerant. First qualification of sadhu is titikshava. Titikshava and karunika, at the same time kind. These 2 examples we find in the character of Lord Jesus Christ. He was being crucified and still he was praying to God, my Lord, they do not know what they are doing. Did he not? Yes, let's see. And he was persecuted and still he was kind. He was kind. Still he was praying to God that these rascals are doing. They cannot kill me, but they are thinking that I will be killed. So they are committing offense. So this is toleration and karunika. Similarly, there are many examples. Titikshava karunika and srida sarvabhutana, friend of all living entities. Lord Christ said, thou shalt not kill. He never said that now they are interpreting in a different way. The animal has no soul and you can kill animals and keep slaughterhouse. So who is a Christian? I do not know who is a Christian. They profess to be Christian. It is very difficult to find out a true Christian who is strictly following the words of Lord Jesus Christ. So, he is a good example of sadhu. We therefore adore and offer our obeisances to Lord Christ. Sadhu, example. Titikshava karunika srida sarvabhutana. This is srida. Not that my brother will be saved, my family will be saved, and all others should be killed. That is not sadhu's qualification. Sadhu's qualification is, he is kind to everyone. It is not that if a human being is killed, the killer is also killed. Why? Even when a human being is killer of an animal, he should be killed. That is called Suhida Sarvabhutana, friend to everyone. Not that only the human being should be given protection. He is national, and others, animals and trees, should not be given protection. No. That is imperfect knowledge. National means one who has taken birth in that land. So, do the animals do not take that birth in the land? They are also national. But you see, your discriminating law that you are giving protection to the human being and not to the animals. This is sinful activity. Therefore, we say there is no meat eating. If we give up this meat eating, then so many lives of the poor animals will be saved. Though that is sadhu, no meat eating. Here you will find. In Krishna consciousness movement you will find nobody is meat eating. Nobody is prepared to kill even an ant, what to speak of big animal. They put argument that you are vegetarian and you are also killing vegetable life. Of course, we are killing. But we are not killing vegetables. First of all, vegetables are not killed. If I take a fruit from the tree is not killed. Or if I take the grains from the plants, before the grains are ripe, the plant dies. So actually there is no question of killing. Although the law is, nature's law is that one living entity is the food for another living entity. Jiva jivasya jivanam. But a human being should be discriminating. If I can live by eating fruits and grains and milk, why shall I kill animals? This is human consciousness. In milk, if you get milk, you can prepare hundreds of nice preparation, all full of vitamins and nourishing. In our New Vrindavan, we are maintaining cows and having so many nice preparation, rabdi and laddu and this peda and barfi and sandesh and rasgulla and yogurt, varieties, enough. The other farmers, they come, they are surprised. Such nice preparation can be made from milk. Yes, you do not know. You do not know how to utilize the animal. Ignorance. The milk is also produced out of the blood. So it is intelligence. You are drinking the blood in a different way, produced by nature, with more vitamin values and more taste and more gentlemen. Why should you kill one cow and try to drink the blood? The blood is there already, but in a different form, without any violence. And we have seen it. It is practical experience that if the cows are assured they will not be killed, they will give you double milk. That you have experienced. And it is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Shishuchu, you have not got here the verse. The purport is that during Maharaj Yudhishthir's time, the cows were so happy and jubilant that from their milk bag always drop milk so that the pasturing ground became muddy with milk. So this science is unknown to the rascal civilization. How to utilize things for the best purpose. So, in the Bhagavad Gita you will find Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishyakarma Sabhavani. Vaishyas, first class man Brahmana, second class man the Kshatriya, third class man the Vaishyas, and fourth class man all others, the worker class, Shudras. So, the first class man, the Brahmana, they should give instruction, nice instruction, so that the whole human society will profit. By seeing the character of the Brahmana, the behavior of the Brahmana, sama, dama, sattam, saucham, titiksha, khansirivacha, jnanam, vijnanam. A Brahmana is never recommended. A Brahmana will make some trade and become an engineer. No. Sama, dama, titiksha. These are the characters of Brahman. And Shastra says, Jasahi jad lakshanam proktam varnabhibanyakam tattenaiva vinidise. When there is characteristics of a Brahmana, then you should accept him as a Brahmana. Not whimsical. Similarly, Kshatriya, he must be very strong and chivalrous and never will go, fly away from battle. They should come forward when there is some battle riot. They should give protection. They are Kshatriyas. And Vaishya means, now the Brahmanas, they are not going to produce food or other things. They are simply for knowledge, giving the best knowledge to the human society. There is need of Brahmana. Everyone Shudra simply working hard, and because they are accusing, oh, you people are escaping. What is escaping? We are giving the best knowledge to the human society. So, it is specially mentioned, Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. The Vaishyas, food production means produce food grains, agriculture. By agriculture you can. So much land is vacant all over the world. And they are producing coffee. I have seen in Africa, vast land is engaged in producing coffee. No food grain. So this is the defect of the civilization. They do not know how to live. Will man die without drinking coffee? No, that is not the fact. But man will die if there are no real food or no food grains. If you think that I eat meat, I don't require food grains, but the cow, the animal need food grains. So without food grain, how we can live? Therefore, Krsna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavanti bhutani, you produce food grain. Why you are producing so much unnecessary things? Television and tools and stool also, so many things. Why? They are not necessary. Live in the village, produce your own food, or your own cloth, and drink milk sufficiently, all economic questions. Then you become Sushila, well-behaved. And if you go on killing animals and drinking wine and gambling, when you will be Sushila? You are always bad character. Here it is said Sushila, well-behaved, good character. Sushila, Sadhava. Sadhava character line. The ideal, you have got ideal, Lord Jesus Christ. Sushila, Sadhava, Narayana. Why? Narayana Parana. Because they are devotee of Narayana. If you become simply Narayana Parana, devotee of Narayana, Krishna, all good qualities will come to you, automatically. All good qualities. Jasyasi bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunai tattva samasati sura. Take practical example. These boys, these girls, how they have become so nice. They are known as bright faces. Why? Because Narayana Parayana. They have taken seriously Krishna as the object of worship. So actually, if you want happiness within this world, peace and prosperity, just become Krishna conscious. All problems will be solved and you will be happy. Thank you very much.